Morning. Ah, we're a bit behind. Weather's been nasty again. We're going to start processing the pallets the quick way. I've been putting this job off for months because I really wasn't looking forward to splitting the pallets. We've got a quicker way of doing that. Let's get to it. What we're going to do, instead of splitting the pallets, we're just going to cut them. The middle, the side. That'll give us enough to make the sides for the bed. Let's see how it goes. Figured we can flip this over and we can get some more pieces off the bottom of the pallet. Just have to do these ones now.
This is why I've been avoiding this job for months. Mandy insists on trying to take some of the pallets apart. To be honest with you, I don't want to have any part of it. It's a pain in the ass.
And as usual, before I can do any work in the shed, I need to tidy it. Tidied. Not completely, but tidied enough so I can make another mess. Just set up a stop so we can cut them all the same length once I've squared it off. Just like that, it's a mess again. Okay, tidied up again. Ready to move on to the next stage, which is going to be to just sand off all the rough edges so we don't get splinters. Okay, so there's a pile of planks cut. Hopefully it's enough. I do have 4 pieces of these wide boards that I was going to use for the potato bed originally. So I'm just going to take one of them and I'll rip it into 3, and that'll give me what I need for the support and bracing for the beds. Okay, so I've laid all the planks out along the edge of the patio here. I need a straight edge to keep them straight. I'm also got the square on the same straight edge so we can make sure that they're going to be vertical. I now need to go ahead and mark holes to drill through this batten to then screw into the boards. So I'm not drilling right through, I'm just making marks. Once I've marked them all, I'll then take the batten off and drill them through. So I've marked all the pilot holes. I'll now just lift that batten up onto the bench and drill them right through. First batten done, all screwed in place. Time to turn it round so we can put the top piece on. It's taking shape now. I would have been finished hours ago, but Mandy insisted on helping.
It's now time to finish screwing the top rail into the boards. As you can see, I'm using the set square here to push the boards down flat on the tiling to make sure it's flush on the outside. Good morning. As you can probably see behind me, we've got blue skies. Haven't seen those for, feels like a few years, a good few days. Time to get on with the completion of the raised bed. Just going to give the top rail a quick sand and then take it out to tier 2 where we can hit it with some linseed oil before putting it in. You in uniform, babe? Yep. Linseed oil going on. Mandy doing the work again. It's not that I'm not allowed to paint. It's probably just better that I don't. Although this is painting I can do outside, so if I make a mess it doesn't matter. So I've just finished knocking the sides up. Mandy's going to cover them in linseed, and then we will proceed to put it all together up against the wall. I can see another project coming up where we're going to redo all the vegetable beds we've got when they rot away with these. I think it looks really nice. He's dug a trench, ready for us to put the first pieces in. Finally, the time had come to attach the sides to the wall and get this box built. First side I was putting in, I wanted to make sure was number one, level and vertical, and then also at 90 degrees to the wall. I want to build a hinging lid for this box to see if we can grow potatoes through the dark of winter when it's really cold. That'll be another job for another day. Once the batten was screwed to the wall, confirmed it was vertical, I screwed the side panel onto the batten, and then we brought the front piece in, had to make a slight adjustment on the corner, put it together, and then screwed it together. I knew that the side piece was vertical, and then we would go from that level and make sure the front was 100% level all the way to the other side. After checking it was level, it was time to screw it up. Well, maybe I should say screw it together. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. A little bit more work to do to finish it off. Just got to cut the battens to go on the sides on top for strength and just to finish it off. Almost time to cover the base with cardboard and then start filling it with our homegrown compost. Hopefully we can grow lots of potatoes in here. I don't think they'll flood here. If they do, we got a serious problem.
Beautiful.
Morning.
Morning. Today is a nice blue skies and sunshine after 48 hours of rain. So we're going to finish off the potato bed today before the rain comes back at about 1 o'clock.
No, I think 4 o'clock.
Oh, well.
So hopefully we get it finished before the rain comes back so we can finish the video. Yeah, guys. Okay, so Mandy's putting cardboard down. I know, we shouldn't be using printed cardboard, but you use what you got. Also scraped up a whole lot of pine needles and stuff from the top garden. I'm going to put that at the bottom so we don't have to use as much soil. Like a hugel culture, but not. You know, like Make Do Grow did, when they did their beds and they put branches and logs and...
So it is self-sufficiently.
I know. So you do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you still need to get
In that corner, yeah, just...
Better hurry up.
Yeah, well, I can't even get to the parts because you've covered it up in cardboard already, you numpty. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a hole into the existing feed that I have on tier 2 for drip irrigation, which will use micro misters in this box for the potatoes. So after covering the base with pine needles and pine cones we gathered up from our top garden, Mandy started layering in a base of the compost from the first bin. Wasn't quite finished with the composting process. If you take note, see how carefully and slowly she's putting it in there. No slow motion involved at all here, just due care and attention from Mandy. That's why everything grows so well, I guess. Okay, so that's it done. Getting ready to plant potatoes, which I left up at the house. I screwed up, I just got to fix up these two corners. I made it just too wide. By the time I realized it was too late. These ones have got a head start, it seems. Hey, oh, that'll do. The reason these potato chits had a head start is they were left over from our last harvest from last year in the garage drying. Kind of forgot about them, and this is what we got. Worked out pretty well, I think. Okay, so Mandy's planted the seed potatoes. Go get some decent potting soil, compost, and cover them up. We're not going to fill the box now. We're going to wait till that plants start growing, and then we'll start backfilling. You can't get a rake out in this property without the chickens arriving within a few seconds. Hey?
Yeah.
So that looks nice. Now we're just covering plants or potato things, what do you call them? Chits. With decent potting soil compost. And then we're done. Done. Finally. We can mark this one off the list, babe.
Yep. I need another one now.
Oh, jeez. How did I know that was going to happen? Finished the one, and now she wants another one. Unreal.